Ever tried sneaking a game past your parents at GameStop, only to be caught because of that mysterious sticker in the corner? Yes, I'm talking about some of our favorite games like Mortal Kombat, Grand Theft Auto, and God of War. Classics that turned our gaming dreams into ask your parents nightmares. But why were these games often kept just out of reach, guarded by that enigmatic ESRB rating on every cover? Was it a secret gaming conspiracy? Or perhaps a plot to make us do our homework first? Let's dive into the tale of two iconic games that threw the entire industry into chaos, leading to a showdown in court with the United States government. Buckle up. This is the story of how Mortal Kombat and another mysterious title sparked a gaming revolution, and why your childhood was full of gaming what-ifs. Let's rewind the clock to a time when video game shelves were a wild frontier, a realm without rules, where anything goes. Picture this. The year is 1987. And the gaming world is buzzing with the sounds of the NES and Genesis consoles. These machines brought the magic of video games into living rooms around the globe, but something even bigger was brewing in the arcades. Enter the era of the fighting game, a genre that was about to flip the gaming world on its head. The first rumble came from Street Fighter in 1987, a game that introduced players to a whole new way of battling it out. For the first time, it wasn't you against the machine. It was you against your friend, or foe, standing right next to you. While it made a modest splash in Japan, the true tidal wave was yet to come. Fast forward to 1991, and the release of Street Fighter II. This wasn't just a game, it was a revolution. Arcades were reborn, thriving ecosystems of competition and camaraderie. Players lined up, quarters in hand, ready to prove their might. But little did they know, a new challenger was approaching. Inspired by the frenzy Street Fighter created, a game was in development that would not only join the ranks of fighting legends, but also spark a controversy so big, it would change the video game industry forever. That game was Mortal Kombat.
Fatality.
Before Mortal Kombat, video games existed in a sort of Wild West, a lawless land of digital entertainment. There were no ratings, no warnings. Games with controversial content flew under the radar, lurking on shelves waiting for unsuspecting kids and their horrified parents to take them home. The scene was set for a showdown, and Mortal Kombat was about to light the fuse. Now, if you've been captivated by the tales of digital battles and the evolution of gaming, imagine diving deeper into the stories behind these iconic moments. In fact, you can easily uncover this information using Audible. Dive deeper into the world of Mortal Kombat and the history of your favorite games with audiobooks like The Ultimate History of Video Games Volume 1 by Stephen L. Kent. Wherever you are, commuting, working out, or doing chores, explore new worlds and uncover history. Audible enriches your day, one listen at a time. Through our special partnership with Audible, we're excited to offer you a fantastic opportunity to jumpstart your audiobook journey. When you sign up for Audible's free trial using our exclusive link, you'll receive not one, but 2 free audiobooks to begin your adventure. But that's just the start. After your 30-day trial, you'll receive 1 audiobook each month for just $14.95. Plus, enjoy a 30% discount on the price of additional audiobook purchases. And the best part? Your books are yours to keep forever, even if you decide to cancel. Ready to dive in and take your favorite stories on the go? Click the link in the description below to start your free trial with Audible today. John Tobias, one of the creators of Mortal Kombat, and his team at Midway had their eyes set on the throne, not just to occupy it, but to redefine it. They dreamed of a game that would not only pack arcades like Street Fighter II did, but also push boundaries far beyond. Mortal Kombat wasn't just another fighting game. It was a revolution wrapped in digital carnage. Gone were the cartoony, hand-drawn characters of its predecessors, replaced with digitized, realistic fighters who didn't just beat their opponents, they obliterated them. The introduction of the fatality mechanic was groundbreaking, allowing victorious players to execute their defeated foes in gruesomely creative ways. And because the characters were portrayed by real-life actors, every punch, kick, and, yes, every fatality felt alarmingly in your face. The game was an instant hit, capturing the fascination and horror of players and spectators alike. However, not all the attention it garnered was positive. Media outlets zeroed in on the game's violent nature, igniting a firestorm of controversy. But Mortal Kombat wasn't alone in the spotlight of scrutiny. Night Trap, an interactive movie game, sparked controversy with its unique premise. Initially envisioned with ninjas as enemies, Hasbro executives pushed for a family-friendly design, prohibiting actions that could be easily imitated in the comfort of someone's home, like using a knife. This led to the idea of featuring vampires as foes, but with restrictions. They couldn't bite and had to appear old and weak. The compromise for this was the introduction of needle claws for blood extraction, an idea approved by Hasbro. Ironically, this feature played a significant role in Night Trap being summoned to Congress, turning a game intended to avoid inspiring real-world violence into one of the era's most debated titles due to its violence and content. These slow-walking, needle-clawed vampires in trash-bag costumes were supposed to be non-threatening. Yet, they became symbols of the debate over video game violence. The absurdity of their creation and the unintended result of their family-friendly design would, alongside Mortal Kombat, thrust the gaming industry into the national spotlight, culminating in a congressional hearing that would question the very nature of video games and their impact on society. As the controversy swirled, the stage was set for a showdown. The industry was at a crossroads, facing a battle that wasn't just about pixels and game mechanics, but about the future of video game content and the responsibility of those who create it. The games at the heart of the storm, Mortal Kombat and Night Trap, were about to become the subjects of a national controversy that would reach the hallowed halls of the United States Congress. Rumors arose that Nintendo, feeling the sting of competition, might have had a hand in sparking the hearings, especially given the success of Mortal Kombat on the SEGA Genesis, which featured the blood and gore that the NES version conspicuously lacked, leading to more sales for the Genesis than the NES. The man of the hour, Senator Joseph Lieberman, decided to take action against violent video games not because someone told him to, but because he was worried about how these games affected kids. The story is, his top helper got really worried when his 9-year-old wanted to play Mortal Kombat, a game famous for its super violent moves. This worry wasn't just in his office. All over the country, parents and people who make laws were getting nervous about the kind of stuff kids were seeing in video games. The big meeting that kicked off on December 9th, 1993, was more than just a bunch of officials talking. It was a major showdown over the future of video games, with Senators Herb Kohl and Joseph Lieberman leading the charge. Famous people like Bob Keeshan, an American actor, jumped in too, showing they really cared about keeping kids safe online. Right before this all started, the video game companies quickly agreed to put ratings on games, hoping to calm down all the fuss about them being too violent.
Every day, the news brings more and more images of random violence, torture, and sexual aggression right into our living rooms.
The testimony presented during the hearings painted a complex picture of the video game landscape. Experts in education and child psychology debated the effects of violent games on young minds, calling for federal research and a voluntary cap on violence. The focus was sharply on games with realistic-looking characters, like Mortal Kombat and Night Trap, igniting concerns about their impact on impressionable audiences. The testimony of Dr. Eugene Provenzo, Jr., highlighted an unsettling prevalence of violence, sexism, and racism in video games, further fueling the debate.
Video games are overwhelmingly violent, sexist, and racist.
The narrative surrounding Night Trap, with its vampires and controversial gameplay, revealed the misunderstandings and misrepresentations that often colored the discussion. The game, intended to save guests from vampire-like enemies, became a focal point for critics who missed the mark on its objectives, illustrating the broader challenges of assessing video game content. As the hearings unfolded, the gaming industry faced a reckoning. The establishment of the Interactive Digital Software Association, IDSA, and the Entertainment Software Rating Board, ESRB, marked a pivotal shift towards self-regulation. The ESRB, under the guidance of Dr. Arthur Pober, introduced a rating system that received bipartisan praise for its clarity and effectiveness. E for everyone, T for teens, M for mature, and the forbidden one, AO for adults only. In an unexpected twist, Nintendo, once the poster child of family-friendly content, brought back Night Trap in 2018 with a remastered version for the Switch. It's a testament to the industry's evolution, embracing the very games that once sparked a national debate on video game content. The legacy of those hearings impacts gamers to this day. Ever wondered why you couldn't just stroll into GameStop as a kid and snag a copy of GTA 5 off the shelves? That's right, the ESRB rating system, born from the controversy and conversations of the early 90s, is why. And for those eagerly awaiting GTA 6, well, chances now are that you can go and buy it. Considering it has been over a decade since the 5th installment was released. And it is because of the ESRB rating system that future developers felt more comfortable making more violently explicit games. For example, following the days and weeks of the congressional hearings, the notorious game Doom was created, which paved the way for a whole new genre of violent online first-person shooter games that we know and love, like Call of Duty, Halo, and much more, that all makes Night Trap look like child's play. That's all for this episode of The Memory Card. Stay tuned for more dives into the history, controversy, and evolution of our favorite digital pastimes. Until next time, keep those controllers charged and your curiosity alight.